Hello. Today I'm back with Cole. We had met kind of before you started transitioning using hormones, and you had a lot of different fears, which I want to talk about. But then, so there's kind of two topics we'll go over. But first, why don't you give us an update on your life?
Update on my life. Let's see. Basics. I'm hairier and fatter and sweatier, but happier.
And
so that's good.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you're 4 months on T.
Yeah, 4 months on the 5th of next month.
Dang.
Yeah.
Things are changing fast.
Yep. Yeah.
And
Definitely.
you're pretty nervous going in, and one of your fears was just, related to your girlfriend and what she would think of the whole process. What happened with that?
Well, definitely that did end. So, unfortunately, for a lot of trans people, relationships just fail. And it's kind of a touchy subject, but generally, you can't really blame the other person because it is an identity thing, and you have to be really open-minded about that because you're asking a lot of your partner to change their identity. So that sucks, and I'm still going through it, so it's really hard, but you just gotta realize that this is important, and you have to work on you first, because I wasn't giving anything to my partner. I was being really selfish, and now I can focus on me, and she's not in that negative energy as well.
It's like both of you are kind of free now. You're
Yeah.
set free, and you can do this, which is actually bringing you a lot of positive feelings, like
Yeah.
a lot of joy.
Yeah, it has.
So while you did kind of have a heartbreak, which is just terrible,
Yeah.
you're at the same time, like, you're pretty excited. Can
Yeah,
you
I am.
Talk about that.
Just all of it. I mean, now I just I can put all my energy into myself and not have to worry about not being able to give part of myself to my partner, which I should want to give.
You're making
but
a ton of new friends.
ton of new friends. Yeah, exactly. I'm able to focus on me and actually get into the community, which is one of my biggest passions, is giving back to the community and meeting people,
Yeah.
and getting to know everybody and helping as much as I can.
And that's the trans community, and you were kind of just talking to you today. You're getting so involved. You have all these friends that you relate to that you met, and just right as soon as you met, you were like, whoa,
Yeah.
we get each other.
It's
Talk about that.
It's just really weird because I feel like there's this unspoken connection between other trans people, but in our situation, specifically trans guys, you meet somebody, find out that they're trans, and there's this instant bond, and it's almost unbreakable in a sense, because they're the only ones that understand what you're going through, and it is so comforting, and you feel human when you meet other trans people, and that's just something that I constantly look for and look forward to.
Could you tell that magical story of getting your hair cut?
Oh yeah, so I got my hair cut a couple months ago, and I meet this guy, and I walk in, and I'm like, hey, I'm Cole, and he's like, oh, that's my name, and I was like, cool, and for some reason, they make you choose your gender.
So he's the one that's assigned to cutting your hair.
Yeah, he was gonna cut my hair, so he's like, well, it was the gender part of the screen on the computer, and when he just looked at me, he didn't say anything, he just kind of looked at me, and I looked at him, and that was it, and he knew, and he didn't say anything, and then a couple months later, I find out that he is actually friends with one of my exes who's also transitioning, and he is trans, and it was this really weird thing, and
so
now we're all hanging out.
The guy
and
cutting your hair is trans. He recognizes you, that even though you're kind of just starting transition, he's like, that's a guy. He's like me, and then
it's a small world.
Yeah,
we're all connected.
And you didn't know he was trans.
No, I
so
had no idea.
It's that's magic right
and
there.
we
That's magic.
hang out, and he's
now you're
super
buddies.
cool. Yeah, it's amazing.
And you have so many buddies, and that's something that's special about being young now in this time. The culture is shifting in the United States, especially here in the Pacific Northwest. There's a place for you, and there's a way for you to find other people, come together. You're like a little rowdy pack of wild. I was just kidding. Wild dudes now. But and you learn a lot from each other, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, he's, especially with this person, he's a little bit older than me, so it's nice to be able to look up to people that not only have transitioned before you, but are a little bit older in age, and I feel like you're able to look towards them as a little bit of a mentor in a way, and that alone, for me, in that instance, is so comforting, because you feel so alone all the time, and then you see somebody who is this image of everything that you want and are trying to achieve, and they're okay. And that for me, like, that was the most important thing, is to look at this human being and realize that he's happy and he's okay. And that's what, like, really hit my heart, you know, is that this person is good and he's finally free.
Yeah. So you got role models, you have people to have good conversations, ask questions to, and that's great. You know, you've come a long way. I want to say thanks again for letting me do this sort of follow-up. I'm always going to check in with what you're doing, because your life is exciting, and you're out and proud with being transgender.
I am very proud.
You know, people at work are treating you great. People in your life are treating you great. Friends, family. You're still friends with your girlfriend that left. That couldn't be with you during this process. And that's just a bunch of good stories, good experiences to have. So
yes, and just like keep strong, you know.
Yeah. Have trust.
And it'll be okay.
Yeah.